So in this video, I want to continue with discussing placing calculated controls such as totals, averages, and counts in forms and subforms. And in this portion, or this video, I want to discuss specifically about subforms and placing calculated controls in subforms. So here is an example of a main form that has a subform in it. The main portion of this form has information about customers, and then the subform has information about orders. So what if I wanted to have totals here, and maybe an average, and maybe a count of how many orders this particular person has ordered over the time that they've been a customer? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into design view of this particular form. So right click design view. And I'm going to go and find out what the name of the subform is that is in this subform control. So here is the subform control. And if I go and I look at source object, I find the name of the subform. So this is the name of the subform that I want to go ahead and place calculated controls in. I'm going to go ahead and close this main form, and I'm going to go ahead and go into design view of my subform. Now, if you remember from your previous video, what we did in order to be able to have a place for those calculated controls of total, average, and count is I had to right-click and then make the form header and footer show. And so that is what I've done right here. Now I don't really need a form header in this instance, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that away. And how I do the taking of the form header away is just by moving this up here all the way, and then it won't show. So here in the form footer, I'm going to place my calculated controls. What calculated controls in this case? I'm going to put in sum, average, and count, just like I did in the previous video. So I'm going to click on design, click on text box, I'm going to double click here, and so that now I have an unbound control. I'm going to bind that to the sum function by saying equal sum, parentheses, left bracket indicating the beginning of the name of a field, in this case the field is cost, right bracket, and right paren, and enter. And here again I'm going to change the name of the label to total. Okay. I'll go ahead and insert my text box for average, equal AVG for average, parentheses, left square bracket, cost, right square bracket, right paren, enter, and then I will say, I will make this bigger because average is a larger word, and I will type average, press enter, and I think I'll make that a little bit smaller so we have a little bit more room for our other calculated control, which is count. And I'll come up here and I'll say equals count. And then I will change my label to count. Now, the thing that I want you to be aware of is that this and this field are both dollar amounts. So for those two fields, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change those formatting to currency. And I'm going to line it up just so it makes it a little bit nicer. And I think I will go ahead and move this over here a little bit, just kind of clean things up a little bit, make it a little more attractive. Okay, so now I can say save and then close this form. And now if I go into my form, the main form, oops, I meant to show you the form view, so let me show you that. So I'll right click and go into form view, and it will in fact show you the count and average and total for each customer. It's a little bit slow, but there it is. You can see for this particular person here they have 3 orders, so the count is 3. The average for these 3 orders is 102.84, and the total, if you were to total them up, would be $308.51. And if you were to go to the next record, the information would be different, and then going to the next record, it would be different again for this particular customer. And that's pretty much what you need to know about placing calculated controls for subforms. Next video will be taking these values, the count, average, and total, and instead of having them show in the subform, to have them show out here, or down here perhaps, in the main form.